Could Trump really steal the election in the Electoral College?
It's certainly possible.
That's constitutional law expert Lawrence Lessig. And out of all the nightmare scenarios about what could happen after the 2020 election, he says the most alarming is that Trump and his allies could try to steal the election in the Electoral College if Democrats don't take control of Congress in November. That's because the election isn't over when you cast your vote. After the election results are tallied in November, a group of electors from your state will be appointed to the Electoral College. The electors will then vote for president and vice president on December 14th. Those Electoral College votes will then be sent to Congress in a letter signed by your governor. And on January 6th, both chambers of Congress, in a joint session chaired by Vice President Mike Pence, will meet up to read those votes out loud and certify them, thereby officially electing the next president of the United States.
Now, usually the states act in good faith, appointing just one slate of electors who vote for whoever wins your state's popular vote. But this isn't guaranteed. The Constitution gives the state legislatures the power to appoint electors in any way they see fit. And the Supreme Court has suggested, maybe unintentionally, that even after you have voted, the legislature can, quote, take back the power to appoint electors from you and produce their own slate of electors as they see fit.
That means in a heated election year, when one side is already claiming that they won't accept the results, it's possible we could see both parties attempt to send two different slates of electors to Congress, one for Biden and another for Trump. And the reason this is so concerning is because it's happened before. In the election of 1876 between Republican Rutherford B. Hayes and Democrat Samuel Tilden, the election came down to 3 contested states. Both parties claimed their candidate won in each state, so both parties sent their own slates of electors to Congress from all 3 states, one slate for Hayes and another for Tilden.
According to the Electoral Count Act, which was the statute passed in the aftermath of that 1876 disaster, there are 2 ways that Congress can resolve a dispute over multiple slates of electors. Both chambers, the House and Senate, can agree on the slate that gets counted, and if they agree, that is the slate that gets counted. But if the House and the Senate cannot agree, then the slate of electors certified by the governor gets counted by default.
You can see how this might open the door to partisan games after the 2020 election. Right now, Democrats control the House and Republicans control the Senate. Neither side can even agree on a COVID stimulus. There's certainly no guarantee they'll agree on electors. That means if Congress remains divided, then the election could come down to what slate of electors governors decide to certify in each state. Imagine Florida votes blue, but the Republican legislature claims the election was flawed and the Republican governor certifies a slate of Trump electors instead. Or imagine Pennsylvania votes red and their Democratic governor certifies a slate for Biden, accusing Republicans of voter intimidation at the polls. In the top 10 battleground states, the GOP controls almost every state legislature. 5 states are run by Democratic governors, and the other 5, which happen to have the largest share of electors, are run by Republicans.
Now, this game would radically change if the Democrats hold on to the House but take control of the Senate. The new Democratic-controlled Congress would start on January 3rd, 3 days before the electoral votes are to be certified, giving the Democrats a bicameral majority, the majority they need to resolve multiple slates of electors regardless of which slate the governor happens to sign.
So what can we do about all of this? The first step is to vote in record numbers. A landslide victory can help buffer against these partisan tactics, and so far over 70 million Americans have already voted early, shattering records for voter turnout nationwide.
The other thing to do is to start raising awareness. Let your state lawmakers, your governor, and your representatives know that you will be watching closely for any sort of partisan games in the counting of the Electoral College votes. People in power often count on the fact that the system is wildly confusing to most people in order to game the system. Sunlight is the best disinfectant. Your paying attention is even better. The more we start talking about the Electoral College now, the better we can inoculate this nation against efforts to subvert the popular vote between the election and January 6th.
For more updates, keep it right here at MTV News.